Welcome to Op Manager Tech videos. Today, let's see how to configure SNMP trap processors in Op Manager. As all you know, Op Manager works by polling the devices in a network at a constant intervals using the credentials like SNMP, CLI, WMI, etc. But there are certain cases for which you cannot afford to wait for a polling. Op Manager gives you the option to configure SNMP trap processors for near instant alerts about your network devices. For example, if a network printer has a paper jam, you need not to wait for the Op Manager to complete its polling interval to alert you about it. Instead, SNMP traps would inform you about the problem immediately once the traps have been forwarded from the printer. This monitoring also extends to the hardware metrics. To get the full picture of how SNMP traps work, let's consider this. Once you configure the network device to send SNMP traps to Op Manager's IP address as its destination IP address on port 162, when your network device faces any problem, the SNMP agent sends a trap message to the Op Manager server, and Op Manager receives the trap message and converts them into meaningful alert messages. To configure SNMP trap processors in Op Manager, first log into Op Manager, click Settings. Under Monitoring, select SNMP trap processors. Click Trap Settings. Enter the port number and click Enable Trap Processing. You can choose to receive traps from all the available devices or only from the selected devices using the Select Devices drop-down. Now click Save so that the trap processor is successfully enabled. Now, to process the incoming traps, we need to create trap processors as discussed earlier. Now, click Add from the Actions drop-down. Now, you can add the name and the description for the trap processor and enter the trap OID and the severity of the alarm. Here, you have the option to choose the severity of the trap alarm and the source from which the trap is received. Then configure a few other information like the failure component values, and finally add the wherebinds for triggering and clearing the alerts in the match criteria and the rearm criteria sections. Now click Save to add this SNMP trap processor. Let me briefly explain wherebinds. Now, when you use an SNMP OID to configure an SNMP trap, you may receive multiple traps from the same device on the same OID. So, to differentiate and get the exact meaningful alert, wherebinds will help us. Wherebinds in this case are unique identifiers that will allow you to set up matching criteria to generate specific alerts. For example, here you can see multiple SNMP trap messages from the device, where you could see the trap OID and a couple of more information. So each trap message is almost similar to one another, but there is one particular value which seems to have a unique difference in that. That is the priority. So one trap message says the priority as critical, the other one says medium, the other one says major, and another one says low. So here my requirement is to make sure when the same kind of trap messages comes in from a device, I wish to create a trap alert only when the trap messages has the critical priority. And also, I wanted to clear the same alert when the priority becomes low. So here, I could see wherebinds which has different values. So here, the sixth wherebind has the priority. So So I use the varbind 6 equals critical, I trigger the alert. So here, now you can see another trap message where the priority is low. And here the 6th varbind, the priority says low. So for rearm criteria, I choose 6th varbind equals low so that the alarm message can be cleared when the priority says low from the same SNMP trap OID. You also have an option to add trap processors through MIB files. To add the processor from the MIB, simply click on Actions and select Load from MIBs. You can choose the corresponding MIB and choose the trap that needs to be processed. Select them and click Save to have this SNMP trap processor configured. Get the MIB files and the dependent MIB files from the vendor or search engine and upload them to Op Manager MIBs directory in the installed server. So you have already forwarded the SNMP traps from the network device to Op Manager. To view the incoming traps from the network devices, click on Trap Viewer. Now you can also click this filter button and enter the details to filter the incoming trap messages and view the exact trap messages you're looking for. Now click Start to view all the incoming trap messages. With the use of SNMP trap processors, Op Manager offers a much faster way to send alerts to the users. This allows them to differentiate and prioritize the events they wanted to be alerted about. Thank you for watching. We hope you find this feature useful. To get updates on future Op Manager features, subscribe to our channel Op Manager Tech Videos. See you all in the next video.